It's time to start hand quilting, and I'm going to hand quilt this beautiful butterfly log cabin quilt that I've had pinned up for quite a while. It's time to start it today, hand quilting. You can see I've already put the binding on. I found some labels. It's probably the last corner I look at, yeah. I bought those labels years ago and I've just ordered some new ones, but sometimes I remember to put them on, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just stencil on the back. But yeah, I'm going to hand quilt this today. I won't have the whole thing hand quilted, but I'm going to make a start on it and I'll show you how I start. I've got all my coloured threads out and yeah, ready to go. I'm thinking I'm going to quilt it in straight lines, although Judith lent me a stencil pattern and it's sort of a off-centered labyrinth that I think I might try that also. So maybe it fits perfectly. So maybe I will try that. And I've got tailor's chalk that I'll probably try it with. I'll let you know how this goes, so I'll show you anyway. That's one of the things I'm getting on with. It's raining today. It's the 24th of September, I'm thinking. Monday. No, Tuesday. It's Tuesday today. Yesterday was Yom Kippur, so it's not Tuesday, not Monday. Oh, phew. So, yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to do. Just about set. I have got a very tiny space here. I don't have a set studio space, so this is the end of my dining room table. I have chosen this cotton to start with. It is beautiful. It's a number 12 Aldani. I'll just use my sewing needle. I have my needles here, and I'll just use one that the cotton will go through. So I don't have specific needles, but I'm going to use this one. It's pretty sharp. I've got my equipment. I've got my beautiful little pair of Matilda's own scissors, which I love. I've got a couple of pairs of those. And for doing the quilting, I've either got my tailor's chalk, which comes in a little container like this. This is Madame Sew, and it comes in a really nifty little thing. And this is the, it's got a little wheel on the end where the chalk comes out. That is, do you see the chalk? That's what I'm going to use. I also have a clover one. If all else fails with this, and I can't see it or it doesn't stay on, I'm going to use my trusted sticky tape method. Just put that back on. And I'm going to start with the center square. It doesn't matter where I start, really. I just start anywhere. I know there are rules for quilting, but I don't follow any of them usually. I just do whatever. I didn't go to any quilting classes or anything, you can probably tell. But yeah, so I'm going to start with this beautiful block here. And what do I do with the stencil? The stencil's clear, so it melts in. But here it is here. I'm going to put it on here. I'll take the pins out so that I can lay it down flat. So I don't thread tack or anything my quilts, just use safety pins now. No crawling around the floor, just like that. Now, I sort of like it on an angle, it fits. It doesn't have to be square. And we'll see how it comes out. I'll just try it on the dark colour first. So you see it goes perfectly through the little holes there. And it has come out so that I can see it, but I'm not... Yeah, I think this is the way to go. So I'll get back to you when I've done the whole stencil. Just finishing up with the stencil, and I've decided just to do the dark part with the stencil and the tailor's chalk. And you can see that it comes out quite well. I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to get my pins, my straight pins, and pin around where I'm going to sew. So just my straight pins. This is probably instead of tacking also, but it holds the 3 layers more close together where I want to sew. Make sure that tension's good on it, no puckers on the back. It's like when I go around the edge, it's like doing the frame, putting a frame on it, you know, to sew, and then filling in the center with a few pins. I hope this method works. I have not tried it before. I have tried a bigger stencil about 40 years ago. It did work, but, you know, that's a long time ago. And I practically have forgotten that way. There's new stencils out all the time. Really like this one Judith lent me. She lent it to me about a year ago. I should get on with it, because how long can you borrow something for? Quite happy with that. You can see how the tailor's chalk has marked the darker fabric. All my centers are the dark butterflies, so that's really handy. So I'll do all the centers hopefully with the stencil. That's I think there's 16 blocks in this one. And yeah, this will be great. I love the back fabric too. It's beautiful. I didn't have enough, so I made a seam and joined a bit more on. Probably from the binding. So yes, going to start hand quilting. I've changed the camera around just a little so that I could get better light. And I'm going to quilt with the quilt on the table to start with anyway today. Not sure how far I'll get. Hopefully some squares done. Here's my thread. I like a long thread, it's about 1 meter. And yeah, so I'll start in the middle and just go around, and you can see I have the pattern there. So I start with a long thread at the back, in the middle of the quilt. And I just do a back stitch because I want it secure, so I don't do knots and things like that. Then I grip it in my hands like this, and I just do big stitch quilting. So here's the needle, you can see. My stitches are about 1/8 of an inch long, I would say. I can feel the fabric underneath so that I don't get puckers. The thing is, the thread gets wound around the points of the pin sometimes. Not a big deal though. I really like hand quilting. I like quilting actually. I don't mind whether it's machine or hand quilting. I really like hand quilting. It's like knitting for me. I like seeing how the fabrics are held together. Slowly you have a finished quilt. All the beautiful colours held together. And you know, even though it is slow stitching, it's not really that slow. I mean, to have a quilt done in a week or so, I mean, not a giant one obviously, but one this size. This isn't a baby quilt, by the way. A baby quilt I would be more likely to machine quilt because of, you know, just durability. Would last much longer, I think. I don't know. I've never tried it, but yeah. So this is a lap quilt. It will be a gift, I'm thinking. So my lap quilts I gift to maybe an older child or an adult, much like giving a scarf. Turning the corner. I'm left-handed, so it doesn't make any difference which hand you quilt with, in my opinion. This is a nice stencil. It's off-center. I'm not sure where Judith got it from, but really nice of her to lend it to me. And there you can see I have done the first small piece. I'll show you. So that is the center of the center square. Stitches are even. They look a bit uneven. That's only because I'm close up, and from a distance they look perfectly okay. So yeah, I'll just finish going around the edge of this, and that's probably the end of the recording I'll do on this part of it. I will periodically give updates on how it's going, and yeah, should be, I want it finished say in 2 weeks. No special reason, it's just that I have a queue. And this one has been waiting a long time, so that is the purpose. Yeah. When I'm quilting, it gives it's time to meditate and think about things, you know, and I'm thinking about, oh, all the wool that I want to knit, all the beautiful fabrics that I've got that I want to make into lovely gifts. Now I'm thinking gift time is the right time. I've made all the quilts I want to make for myself. I will say that just maybe. And yeah, it's just a lovely meditative process, hand quilting, machine quilting, knitting, crafting. I just love it. And I really love the colours and the shapes. So yeah. A lot of pauses. This is a slow stitch process, so yeah, I have a lot of time to think. John is away at the shed at the moment also, so I have the whole house to myself. I usually have a podcast on in the background to listen to, or a book. I got the app for listening to books, but I never actually installed it, so I have found on YouTube that there are people that read books, and I listened to Agatha Christie one the other day, and it was quite interesting while I was sewing. Went for a few hours, and that was good. So yeah. Thoughts for the day. Bye, friends. This is my box of threads. I love my threads. I've talked about it in previous episodes. They're just so lovely. I love them. I'm going to quilt with them today. I love pearl cottons, numbers 8 and 12. I think I prefer 12, but 8s are beautiful too for the thicker necessity. They're just lovely. Oh, I love them. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with that beautiful box. P.S. If you like the content, like watching me faff around here, please like and subscribe. That would be great. I would be very grateful. And yeah, it's fun to see the numbers grow, although that's not the point of my little meeting here in my lounge room. It does help that somehow. Okay, bye friends.